If you can get out of bed for Fajr, don't talk about success. Because no morning routine, no hack, no habit will help you. By the end of this video, you'll know the one simple change that makes waking up for Fajr easy even if you've been failing for years. And you'll understand why missing Fajr ruins everything and why people who pray it never stay average. And finally, the real reason missing Fajr messes up your whole day, not just your prayers. This will only take a few minutes, so stay with me. You say you want to be disciplined, but you can't even win the first fight of your day. Think about this. Allah is calling you 5 times every day. The first call is Fajr, and it's the hardest one. If you ignore that call, what does that say about your ability to chase dunya goals? The companions of the Prophet ﷺ conquered huge empires, and they all started their days with Fajr prayer in Jama'ah. But today, most people just hit snooze and then wonder why their life isn't going anywhere. Here's the truth that might hurt. If you can't control getting out of bed, then your bed controls you. And honestly, the bed always wins against people who don't have a clear purpose. But here's where it gets interesting. Science actually proves why this one prayer changes everything. Here's what actually happens. Waking up for Fajr spikes cortisol at the perfect time, giving you alertness and focus all day. Sleep scientists call it your circadian rhythm. But if you miss it, your energy drops, you feel weak, and you end up putting things off all day. Some businessmen brag about 4 a.m. clubs. Muslims had this 1400 years ago, except it wasn't just about productivity, it was obedience to Allah multiplied with barakah. Now you might be thinking, okay, I get it, but I've tried before and I always fail. That's because you're missing one key thing. And once you get this, everything changes. Here's what you need to do. Stop thinking Fajr just happens by luck. You need a real plan. Number 1, go to sleep with the right intention, because your night sets up your morning. I'll talk more about this in a minute. Number 2, put your alarm far away from your bed. Number 3, don't argue with yourself. When it goes off, just get up immediately. And here's where most people mess up. They set like 10 different alarms. Big mistake. When the first one goes off, you're thinking, okay, that's just the first one. And you're already expecting the next one and the next one. So what happens, you go back to sleep thinking you have backup alarms. Just set 1 or 2 alarms max, that's it. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, but even 10 alarms don't wake me up. Let me ask you this, if you had a flight to catch tomorrow morning or a road trip with your family, would you wake up with the first alarm? Yeah, we both know the answer to that. So it's not about the alarms, it goes back to step 1. If you truly value Allah calling you, you'll wake up. But the real secret is this. Change how you see yourself. Start telling yourself, I'm someone who never misses Fajr. When that becomes who you are, being disciplined feels normal. And listen, only a few people ever figure this out. Most people never wake up, not just physically, but spiritually too. The ones who do always end up ahead of everyone else. Picture this scene. When it's time for Fajr, the streets are completely empty. You only see a few people walking to the masjid while everyone else is sleeping. But when it's time to go to work, those same streets are packed with cars and people rushing around. We worship being successful instead of worshiping the one who actually gives us success. If what I'm saying is making sense to you, I have something that will help. It's called the Barakah Planner. It's the exact planner I use to stay on top of both my religion and my business. The link is below. Grab it when you're done watching. But there is one more thing. This last mindset shift that makes you unstoppable. If you miss this part, you'll keep going back to your old ways. Let's finish strong. Every single time you get up for Fajr, you're proving to yourself that you can beat your desires. You're training your brain to have self-control. And that's the exact skill that leads to wealth, health, and taqwa. Remember this, the Prophet ﷺ asks Allah for blessings in the early morning hours. So every deal you make, every sale you close, every workout you do, if it happens after Fajr, you're getting Allah's blessing with it. But if you miss Fajr, you're working hard with no help from above. The faster you master Fajr, the faster you stop lying to yourself about wanting success. Let me wrap this up. When you miss Fajr, you lose before your day even starts. Science shows it ruins your energy. Islam teaches us it takes away your blessings. Being consistent with Fajr is where all discipline begins. So here's what I want you to do. Tomorrow morning, win that first battle. Pray Fajr on time and in the masjid if possible. Notice how different you feel. Then do it again the next day until it becomes automatic. Ready to take this to the next level? Enter Mujahada mode. Watch this video about how 30 days of Jihad al-Nafs completely changed my life. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Assalamu alaikum.